Well, hey y'all, we are live here on our IMITATES Live. I'm Tanya Dixon, and we're really gonna have a great time tonight. I have the singer, songwriter, musician, all around great guy, Kevin Hawkins is in the house tonight. So we're about to get it started, So I want you all to sit back, relax. We're gonna do this whole thing, and we're gonna make it live and make it right. So here we go. I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back. Hey, welcome back. Hey, well, you know what? I said it just now in the opening that we were going to have this guy here who does such a phenomenal job on his music, and he's out there doing it big. We have singer, songwriter, musician. This is Kevin Hawkins in the house. How you doing, Kevin?
I'm doing great. How you doing, everybody? How you doing, Tanya?
I'm great. You know what? I actually am just happy to have you here. We have been trying to set up for a while to get you here. We were trying to coordinate, but we were both doing our own things. And I tell you, I want to hear all about the trip to Brazil. Okay.
Oh, yeah, let's get into it. We can get into that.
All right. Well, you know what? Before we get into anything, let's go ahead and see, I'm already my earring jumping off. My earring is already ready for this thing. So I told you, I said if we act up, I'm going to take it off. So let's go ahead and roll the sponsors, and we'll be back to kick it off right in just a few moments. Our IMITATES Live with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Candyland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life. Cool. Welcome back. I like to do all my little video stuff. As a video company, I like to do that. I'm hearing myself in another place. Are you hearing me, or is it just me hearing me?
I hear you in the background on your end.
Let me see if I can just figure this out. Y'all hold on a minute. I got something turned up. And let me see if I can turn it down. Whatever I got turned up here. Okay. I can hear it. Isn't it funny? I'm just hearing me. I'm going to figure it out. It's something that I have that's playing. It is coming through my speaker here. I think it's coming through my speaker, but we're gonna try to roll on without that. Let me see what I can do as we get started. I'm gonna be over here trying to stop what's happening because I muted one of my other things, y'all. We are live, and you know how it goes when you are live. All kinds of things are happening. It could be my Twitch. It could be my Twitch that I see over here that it is. Let's see if I can figure that one out. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead with the interview, and we'll figure it out in a minute.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you, I'll just take that off. Maybe that's what it is. Do we still hear it?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry, Kevin.
That's okay.
Do you hear it now? You hear it now?
Yeah, I can still hear it. in the
Yeah,
background.
it is actually one of these things that's still going, but I tell you what, as
It's okay.
time goes on, I'll figure it out.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm good.
Okay. Well, let's talk about you.
Okay.
Let's talk about you and in your whole career, as a singer, songwriter, musician. Let me know, how did you get things started? How is it that you became this? And in my understanding from looking at some of the information about you, this started when you were a little kid. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, so I started off in church. That's like I feel like a lot of people do start in church. I started off at my dad's church when I was two. It's actually my grandfather's church, and then my dad took over and pastored. Then from there,
Mhm.
I got into vocal lessons, piano lessons. I was in the band. I was a drum major in high school. Then I went to University of North Texas to pursue my degree in music education, vocal performance. And then from
Mhm.
there, like I got all my training, and I just started like investing everything I did back into myself. And I said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And now I'm here. So, now I'm here with
Wow.
you. Now I'm here with you, Tanya.
Okay. All right. Now I understand you play instruments.
Yeah, so I play
Yeah.
the piano, organ, and the trumpet.
Okay. I was flute and
Okay, oh,
piano.
play the flute.
So I love the whole music thing, that was
Uh-huh.
my thing too. So
Yeah.
I love that. What made you decide to do more with singing as opposed to going into more of being just a musician?
Um. Well, for me, thinking, a lot of people they get into it necessarily for like the money or they get into it for the fame. For me, it comes from a place of healing. This is my
Okay.
therapy. It's therapeutic for me, and
Mhm.
so I wanted to use my songs to make people love, to make people happy, to make people get through those times of sadness, to make people dance, to make people smile, all of that. That's why I love to sing songs. I think you
Okay.
can sing.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? Tanya has three computers sitting here, right? She
Oh.
forgot that there was a second computer
Okay.
playing all the same stuff.
Okay. 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 Good.
Most of the time I'm technical, but you saw what
Yeah.
time I sent that video this morning, right?
Yeah. Well, now it's clear as day.
So I'm a little bit loopy, but
No.
I'm in. Well, we fixed it, so I'm good now. Because the way I was hearing it, it
Yeah.
sounded like it was coming from way over
Over
here,
there.
but it
Okay.
was coming from there. So I got it. Sorry, y'all. We got it. We got it
No,
now.
you
All right.
good.
Well, you know what? I'm still glad you're here. We get a chance to talk about everything. Now, tell me, when it comes to your style of music, let's talk a little bit about your style, how that goes, just compared to what is out there in the world. I've heard it myself,
Yeah.
but I want you to tell people a little bit about your style of music.
So a lot of times when people hear me, they always compare me to John Legend or Prince. So I feel
Uh-huh.
like a singer or a musician, you always take a piece of somebody that influences you the most, and then you turn into yourself. So for
Right.
me, I stay listening to John Legend. I stay listening to Prince because of my dad. My dad loves Prince. And then I love Beyonce and I love Whitney Houston. So I felt like I took a piece of each one of them and combined
Hmm.
them. There's born Kevin Hawkins. So,
Okay.
that's just me. And so when it comes to the stage presence, like it's definitely like Beyonce and Prince, like put together. And when it comes to the
Mhm.
singing, so I'll say entertainer wise, it's Beyonce and Prince put together. For
Okay.
singing, it's Whitney Houston and John Legend. Like
Ooh.
that is the four people that I look up to the most, and that's who influences me the most. And that's where like I'm like, what would they do in this situation? And I feel like they are the greatest of the greatest. They're the best of the best singers and the best of the best
Mhm.
musicians. So
That's right. Do
yeah.
you feel like being in that, saying that, you kind of take me to a place where I kind of wonder sometimes what people feel about folks who it's an argument that's been out there for a while, all your auto tunes, all your things like that. What do you feel about people who may not have the ability
Hmm.
to sing too much, but they use all of these you know mechanical type situations like your auto tune, and they make big records. What do you feel is going to happen with that? Because there is that controversy even right now with T-Pain. What do you think about that?
Honestly, I don't mind.
Mhm.
For me, um, I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, we grew up on good old fashioned singer where you just have to sing from your gut." But I had
Mhm.
to realize that some people have unique voices. Like
Right,
Rihanna, she has a unique voice. SZA, she has a unique voice and stuff.
right.
People make think those people use autotune and stuff like that. Sometimes their voices. I think Aaliyah, she had a softer voice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even Janet
Mhm.
Jackson, soft voice. Some people like
Right,
these big powerhouses, and some people like these softer voices, and some people just have really, really unique voices and stuff. So when it comes to autotune, um, now I'll be when it comes to autotune, I don't have a problem with it. And sometimes, like I'll sing a song and stuff like that. Now, if I have a little pitch problems, I'll be honest. Sometimes I do use autotune to correct some of the things. Now I don't use it throughout the
okay.
whole song, but it happens. Anybody who says they don't use autotune to fix certain stuff, that's wrong.
Right.
Yeah, like, that's right. Everybody uses it. So I don't have a
Right.
problem when people use. I have a problem when they overuse it, but I don't have a
Right.
problem when people use it and then they, like T-Pain for instance, stuff like that. That was his niche,
Mhm.
and it worked.
Right. Ever since
So
the beginning, yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna hate
Mhm.
on anybody if that's what you do and it works for you. Then it works for
Right.
you. Yeah. So I don't have a problem with
Right. Hmm. Okay. 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 You know something? What happened to me for a moment there? I put on the
it.
other, and I
Mhm,
was hearing you again, and I was like, he should have repeated that, but you didn't. You didn't repeat it. It was y'all, this is my first time technically going live by myself. Like I have the team on Friday night, so just so y'all know, we're gonna do this. And I like being a technical director because I've been a
yeah.
technical director for years. But when you're using new equipment that you're not familiar with, you're gonna
Yeah.
be doing some stuff. But that's me tonight, doing some crazy
You
stuff.
learn.
But
You learn. We all
we
learn.
in here. But as far as your music is concerned, like I said, your style, do you feel like with the changes in music, we see in a lot of things, some people might say grow, some people might say just change. How do you feel with your style of music and longevity in this industry? Because, like I said, I saw some huge changes from like 2008 on.
Yeah.
It's
So
been different. What do
yeah.
you think
So
about that?
a lot of people feel like what we call like popcorn music. It's like it's real quick and to the point. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Is
Yeah.
you hear a song, something like the simple, right now, work, 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 you see me, do me dirt, but it works. It's something that's catchy. It's something that's catchy and stuff like that. And so what I
Right.
think is important, what I would say to other artists is, if you're gonna put out a song to grab somebody's attention, put out
Uh-huh.
something that's catchy that they can remember. Now, and then you
Right.
could grow that into your fan base. Now,
Okay.
your true fans, after they heard that song, some people are just going to listen to you because of what they heard on the radio. They're like, "Oh, I know that song." But if you on your projects as a whole, you really can. For the people that are really going to listen to you, you can really get into the stuff that you really want to talk about because those are your
Okay.
true friends at the end of true fans at the end of the day. So
Right.
it's like a balance. And for my music itself, what I wanted to do when I put out my album, Mixed Emotions, I
Uh-huh.
wanted to create a balance of traditional R&B because I always hear people say, "Man, we missed the good old days of the '90s where people would just sing." But at the same
Yeah.
time, I'm not going to sit up here and not realize what's happening right now, currently in the
Right.
music industry, and not put out So you have to create a balance and give the best of both worlds. It's like a compromise, you know what I'm saying? And so I feel like
Yeah.
I did with my album. I gave
Hmm.
traditional R&B and I gave current R&B, and I just created a balance and still kept it
Right.
true to myself as an artist, for sure.
Well, you know what? That kind of takes me to where I really want to go. I want to talk about your album,
Mhm,
Mixed Emotions.
mhm.
Now, talk to me a little bit about what's there, and let's go ahead and let's kind of break it down. About how this album is, your
Mhm.
first and your kind of sound you have, and how it not necessarily compares, but what is it like compared to what else is out there. So let's talk about Mixed Emotions.
Okay. So, mixed emotions for me, this process took me like 5 years to do. I started
Oh,
recording the album when I was 21, 22. So I just turned
okay.
27 a couple weeks ago. And
Okay.
it was like a lot of my ups and downs between our relationships, between me and like, I'm very my religious, growing up in church.
Right.
But I also, I like to go out and party. I like to have a good time. I also,
Okay.
it's just between um, like my personal relationships,
Uh-huh.
people that I dated, and then there was some other stuff that I was going to, but kind of slipped my mind. But that's where all of this kind of started, and even the relationships that I've had with my own family and friends,
Okay.
that's where it came from. So
That's
I,
kind of the basis when you're writing is what
yeah,
you're feeling, what you're seeing around you. Okay. Okay, gotcha.
and I told myself that I was never going to put out music that or something that I have not experienced myself, because I feel
Okay.
like if you've really gone through it, either directly or indirectly, first-hand, second-hand experience, um, I feel like if it wasn't in close proximity or I didn't go through it myself, I wasn't going to talk about it because I was just like, I haven't went through this, so I couldn't really
Mhm.
feel it as much.
Right.
So that definitely came the birth of mixed emotions, and it was like 5 years. Like 1 year, I was like 24, going to 25. I started recording the project as a whole. I was
Right.
going through a horrible relationship,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, I stopped going to the gym. I was just like, I guess it was like a slight depression, and I didn't realize
Wow.
it until now.
Ooh, I
Um,
can do it.
Yeah, I was like, I stopped
Mhm.
recording. I stopped recording for a whole year, and things wasn't really going the way I wanted them to go as far as like
Right.
so I felt that I should have been in my career at the time of my mid
Okay.
20s, and I was just like, but then
Yeah.
I got it back, and I was just like, hey, no,
Right.
we're putting this project out, and it's so funny that I finished the project during the pandemic, when
Okay. I was
it
going
gave
to
me
ask you about that because I
perfect time.
talked to other artists and I kind of wanted to know how they fared along during that whole. And a lot of people did say they wrote a lot during that time.
Yeah.
You feel like you did the same thing?
Oh, I wrote a lot. We finished
Okay.
the album. We finished that album in like 3 months, like 3 to 4 months.
Wow.
I recorded
Wow.
majority of the songs within a 4 month process. And
Okay.
like a few of them had been written for years, and like only three of them had been recorded, but the other 12 weren't recorded yet. And so we
Okay.
did all of that last summer.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. I just was saying to myself, why didn't I have more that I wanted to do during the pandemic?
Yeah.
I said to myself because I do screenplay
Hmm.
writing and all that.
Hmm.
Tanya didn't write nothing,
Hmm.
and I was mad at myself.
Some
So
people were
glad,
just chilling.
huh?
I said some people were just chilling. They were just chilling, and that's okay too, because I feel like some people needed a break.
Yeah,
Some
I
people
think
needed
I
a break.
was just doing so many other things and then working on like I wanted to get this show started and I think I
Yeah,
started all my graphic stuff, but I just really for a moment I told myself you should have been really rocking a lot harder,
yeah,
and hey, you know what I like when we're live like this
yeah,
where people are making comments, and so
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and bring a few comments in. You
Okay.
might know some of these folks because it looks like these are some of your folks here.
Yeah, let's
uh,
see.
yeah, look, Dramio4 says, so proud of my cousin. All right.
Okay.
Marcus Gordon, what's up, Kev? One of the greatest. I
That
agree.
is my MD. That's my MD. Shout out to Marcus.
All right, cool. And Juanita, thanks, Davis says, so proud of you.
That's my
And
cousin. He's from
okay,
Austin. He lives in Austin.
oh, awesome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I want to say Samaje. You think of Samaje?
He is the my dance choreographer.
Okay, cool. He said, what's good, boss? So proud of you. Yes, we are proud of you. And I looked and when Arnett first told me about you, and
Mhm.
I checked out your story and I checked out your video and everything. I said, this guy is professional. And that made me say, yeah, we got to get this going. He's a professional, you
Yeah,
know?
I think that's why I appreciate about this interview the most.
Hmm.
And when you send me the
Sure.
flyer and when you send me the commercial, I was like, finally. because there's nothing that I appreciate when somebody values the quality. The quality, like they is so efficient. And that goes back to
Oh,
my publicists like Latrell and Cammy. They care so much about what
right.
they have. Like they work so
Mhm.
much. They work so much, and you can just tell that
Cool.
they care. You can just
Well,
tell
thank
that
you.
they care so much, and so that's the
I
same
do.
for you. And so when it comes to my music and the videos that I put out, I'm like, you guys, this has got to tell a story. It's got to be like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I feel like
Yes.
people work hard for their dollars, and if they're going to
That's
spend their
right.
dollars on my music, I need to put out
Mhm.
the best music and quality possible. That's
I
all.
got you there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I don't like it when I see folks who take the industry and take their talent and take the whole process for
yeah,
granted. Folks, I could tell you some horror stories because it's been many, many years. I've been in for over 30 years. As you
yeah,
can see in the opening of the show, my team likes to pick on me about my opening.
yeah.
So,
I love it.
and thank you. They make a joke of it. They're like, I've been in 30 years. I took a break, but now I'm back. They do that all the time. So it's just funny for me, but I love being here. I love doing this, and I love to see
Yeah,
artists that really love being here and doing their thing too. Now, let's talk a little deeper about some of the songs on there. Did you do any collabos? Are you interested in doing any collabos with other artists? Let's
yeah.
talk about mixed emotions.
So the first single that I put out, well, I did put out some music before the album came out. I put out All Night Long, 24/7, and One for Me. But the first single
Okay.
off the actual project, because the other songs came out like a year or two before,
Hmm.
was the One Thing featuring Mo 3. And
Okay.
Mo 3,
Oh,
he died.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
Remember that?
killed. Yeah, he was killed a
Hmm.
couple months after we put out the song. And
Wow.
we were shooting the virtual concert in November, end of November. No,
Right.
beginning of November, end of October, and
Okay.
he shot it. And like a couple days later, he was killed here in
Oh,
Dallas.
wow.
So
Wow.
yeah,
That had to be hard.
never got to perform the song with him. And a lot of people always ask me like, why wasn't he in the video?
Hmm.
It was just our schedules just didn't work out, and I wanted him in the video so bad and stuff. Our schedules
Right.
just didn't work out at the time when we were shooting
Hmm.
the video. And so yeah, he was definitely someone that was on the rise here in
Right.
Dallas. And people ask me
Hmm.
all the time, they were like, what was it like and stuff like that. I was just like, he was
Wow.
phenomenal talent. And, he could sing as well. Um,
Right.
Another collaboration is my best friend Haley Elmore. She's on the project. We have this song called "One for Me," and
Okay.
then the guy, his name is Don Yadu, but his name is
Hmm.
real name is Devontae Harris, but he goes by Don
Okay.
Yadu. Um, he's on feature on the project as well. It's called Just to Tear You Down, and he's from
Hmm.
Dallas, Texas, but he used to play in the NFL, and he's such a
Oh,
cool guy.
right.
He owns Paris House of Heroes here in Dallas, and he's
Hmm.
just him and his family are just such wonderful. You ever just meet somebody they just be wonderful people, like the whole
Right.
family, you know? They just
Right.
so dope. So those were the features that I did on the project, and then everything else is just strictly me. I wrote majority of the project. There was a few songs that I did collaborate with two people on. There was Situationship and
Okay.
Fresher. I collaborated with this guy named Zeke Gray and this other guy named Trip Sauna. So
Okay.
I collaborated with them, and then I collaborated with Yarborough Peoples on
Okay.
24/7 and All Night Long. They were my
Oh.
producers when I first got into it. So, yeah.
What was that like working with the legends like that?
Oh, they put me on. They put me on. Haven and Lois can tell you so many stories. I remember being in
Uh-huh.
Haven's house in my early 20s. We would be at the studio till 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, and just
Wow.
talking about everything. I mean, we would talk about from meeting people like Anita Baker. We would talk about Patti LaBelle, just everything. And the thing, because they've been in the industry forever, so they would talk
Right.
about things like, "This is what you're gonna go through. You may not go through it now, but you're gonna go through this soon. I remember the other day, I was with my friend Jay Howe, who's an up and coming artist, and Leela James was talking to us. They just like 2:00 in the morning the other day. We were at the hotel. She was talking to us. She was like, "You guys just stay encouraged, keep pushing because you're gonna face these things, but you gotta keep going." And sometimes when you be like on the edge of like, "Why is this happening to me?" You know what I'm saying? You gotta it's like it's gonna happen to everybody. You know, you're gonna run into something, but you just gotta keep going.
Right. Okay. When it comes to, since you've been able to speak with people who are veterans in the industry like that, and you know, you've been on your own journey, there's some people who, and I like to ask this question, there's some people who have no clue of how to get started, and you seem to have a pretty good team around you.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who just sitting here watching this interview right now? They feel like they have the talent.
Yeah.
I don't know where to start.
I think this goes back to 2014 when I saw Beyonce in concert, and I felt like she was talking to me, and she said, she talked to the whole room. She was looking up, and there was like 65,000 people in this stadium.
Okay.
She was saying, you can do anything you want to do just as long as you believe in yourself. And I felt like that moment, you know how you feel like somebody's really directly talking to you? I felt like me. And from that moment on, I was like, Kevin, this is what you're going to do. And I just went for it. In my head, I used to be like, sometimes people, because the people used to tell me all the time, I'm like, I got to sing every note perfect, perfect, perfect. But sometimes it was like, everything doesn't have to be perfect. That's what makes it perfect. Like the imperfections sometimes make the music perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because I used to be like, take that breath out of this song. Take that. I don't want them to hear me breathing. It's like, you're a human. They're going to hear you breathe. And so I would tell someone, listen, get started, get the music together. Don't sit on it. Don't just, because I've seen people sit on songs for years. Put the music out.
That's right.
Put it out. Because, you know, whether you feel like, okay, I'll put it out. Yes, you want it to be quality and stuff like that. But you still learn. I put out a 24/7 back in 2018. Put it out again a year later because I was like, this wasn't the best quality. But I learned. I learned. Had I not put it out, I would have never known that. You know, so put it out. And then a lot of times people are like, oh, I need a team. I need a team and stuff like that. It's like you have to build first. You have to put, you know, nobody's going to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself.
That's right.
So put the music out. Once you start getting the ball rolling, you know, I would definitely say look for a publicist. You know, that's the first thing because a lot of people jump to like management. Like it's like you have to get something to management first. So a publicist, you know, puts you out there, publicize you, everything. Then you can start getting a booking agent or a manager and stuff. So it's certain steps, you know, that you take, and that's something that I definitely learned and stuff. But I would just say, just go for it, just put it out. Don't sit on it too long and stuff. And I will honestly say, there's no perfect path. Everybody has a different journey. Everybody has a different journey. There's no. If it was a perfect path, I'm telling you, I would have been selling out stadiums when I was 10.
I know that's right. That is absolutely the truth because no matter what, you do have to take that walk. You never know until you try something, and you're gonna make some mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, when you're gonna fall a little bit.
Yeah.
When you are trying to get rolling, I've seen it so many times. Fortunately, I watched a lot of artists when they were coming out, working on record labels for a lot of years. They would bring the artists to us first before they would go out. So they'd be on a promo tour and they hit us first. And so whether from Alicia Keys to, I remember New Kids on the Block before they even grew up, I was with them. And it's watching these people when they're just in that stage of wondering. Now, for you, I asked them the same thing. At what point, and this is one of my favorite questions to ask people about their careers and their walk and their journey. At what point did you say to yourself, I think this is going to work? What point did you say to yourself that I think this is gonna happen? I'm gonna go, and I'm not looking back.
Can you still see me?
Oh yes.
Okay. I don't know what my computer just did. It's the most weirdest thing. But
it's trying to mess with technical stuff, trying to mess with us tonight, but we in. Because we're gonna talk about Brazil in a minute, but anyway.
I don't know what just happened. Okay, I got it.
Okay, cool.
Well, basically, at the point, I did a tribute to Prince a couple
Uh-huh.
weeks after he died at
Ooh,
the theater, and
yeah.
it was like my high school that I graduated from called me back to do this Prince tribute, and it was probably like 4,000 people.
Ooh.
And I'm not gonna lie, this is confidence. This is not cockiness. This is confidence.
Okay.
I shut it down.
Ooh.
The people were standing going crazy, and that moment I was like, "That's it."
This is it. This
I
is
was like,
it.
"That's it." And I put some roadblocks in the way.
Uh-huh.
I did a social networking party, like maybe like a couple weeks after that, after I had that experience, and
Right.
I spent all this money, and this was a building that could have packed like 700 people, and probably like 100 people showed up.
Wow.
And
Okay.
people might look at that as a failure, but I was just
Uh-huh.
like, okay, how are you gonna flip this?
Right.
Then I turned around. I would guess I say I went into hiding for maybe like a year or two or something like that while I was working. I was growing up some stuff, getting some stuff together.
Uh-huh.
Then I turned around. I did a show at the House of Blues, sold it out,
Ooh. Ooh.
and it just kept going from there. Then a month later, I was doing another show. I was opening up for K Michelle. Then I
Mm-hmm.
did an album release party in the middle of the pandemic. It
Okay.
sold out within like, the tickets were gone within like an hour. And
Okay.
and then earlier that year, earlier of last year, I was doing Oprah Winfrey's tour. Um,
Uh-huh.
and I was just like, it's working. I'm like the wheels on the train, they turn. At first they were like this, but now
Right.
it's like this. And now it's really gonna be like
So, in other words, that first one, that was like your intimate listening party. You can look at it that way. That was your intimate listening
yeah,
party. And
yeah,
then all of a sudden,
yeah.
everything just blew up. So,
Yeah.
that
And feel,
changed the story.
I still like to call myself, like, people will be like, well, I still like to call myself a working musician. I'm optimistic but realistic with myself. I'm not no superstar. I want to be at that level eventually and stuff like that, but I know it's going to take some work to get to the level. But at the same time, I am happy with the place that I am at now. It's a lot further than where I used to be. I'm look back and I'm like, yeah, I'm like, you done came a long way.
Because if you could see your progress in your walk, that's a
Yeah.
wonderful thing. If you can look back even 6 months or even a year ago, and you
Hmm.
can see your progress, that's a wonderful thing. That's a motivator.
Yeah.
Everybody may not see it,
Yeah.
but you see it. That's what keep you
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
but,
Absolutely.
but you know what? I want to do some comments again. Pull my glasses and see who's over
Okay.
here talking on YouTube.
Let's check it
Let's
out.
see. Okay, Roberta Thomas says, proud of you too. Looking great. Tell
That's
your
my
story and do you. I know that's right. Evelyn Moss says, Kevin has been singing and playing music all of his life, and this is his destiny. So proud of you, nephew. More greatness is coming for you. Love
That's
you.
my birthday twin. That's my aunt too. My
Really?
support. A lot of my family. My dad's from Austin, so it's like get on the Austin.
Okay. I used to live in Austin for a little while there. So I think I was in Austin for 12 years. So, hey, Austin. Okay, Erica Hawkins says, Dad and Mom are very proud of you, son. God's got you. Trust and believe. Okay, and this Arnett.
There's
Me and Vicky are so proud of you, Hawk.
appreciate it.
I like that.
Make
I'm
it
really so proud of you too to see a person who just gets out there and just wants to do their thing. Now you went to school for a little while there. Did you finish school or did you just say I'm going for it?
No, I didn't finish school at UNT. I had
Right.
actually ended up getting sick
Okay.
for a while, for just a little bit, and then
Mhm.
things were really starting to what I seemed like it started to take off as far as music and everything. So I was almost done. I was almost
Right.
done. I was like, almost in my last year.
We share that story, and that's what I remember it now. We share that story because when I went to University of Texas, and right 30 hours away from my degree, I had a tumor underneath my brain and my pituitary gland.
Ooh.
And I got out of school, could not put my head back in it. That's how I got in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
Isn't
And
that something?
I'm gonna finish. I'm hopefully I know that one day I'm gonna go back and finish.
You
Just
do like I did. It's
yeah.
came across my page one day.
Yeah.
I stayed in Austin for a while. When I felt like I was ready to move on and do other things, I came to Atlanta,
Mhm.
and right before I started, did a little broadcast television at first. I just happened to look one day and saw that Morris Brown College
Mhm.
had a program for adults. I went back and I finished under 1 year. I finished and I got my degree. Instead of
Wow.
having a medical degree, my degree is in organizational management, like business management. So
Okay.
it was phenomenal. It's just something that when the time comes and time is right,
Yeah.
and since that's still on your page, it'll happen if that's what you want. It'll
Yeah.
happen for you.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, you know what? Okay. I would want to do this
Okay.
because we got to play the video. I want you to set it up, but I've been kind of stressing a little bit because
Yeah.
I'm having to do some little technical stuff here. We're gonna see if it works out.
Yeah.
But I
It's
want
gonna
you
work out.
to go ahead and it's gonna work. It's gonna work. I want you to go ahead and set up for us the video. You were a director of the video,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
And so, director to director, because I'm a director myself. So,
Yeah.
director to director, let me ask you a few questions. What was your vision when you set out to do this? I mean, because you know the song, you
Yeah.
are the author. So,
Yeah.
what was your vision, and what were you trying to get across to us? Just a little bit something. We're going to talk more after we play it. So, just give us a little
So the
idea.
song is about a relationship that I was basically not only fighting with myself,
Mhm.
but fighting with the person. Like I was trying to get out of it, and the person was trying to hold me into it. You
Okay.
know, and
Okay.
so that's basically what it was, going back and forth with that. But I'm like, it's the one thing I said. It's the one thing I can't stand about me because sometimes it's just like you're saying stuff, and you're just like, why am I doing this to myself? I know I deserve better. And
Right.
it's like I was going back and forth. I'm like, I deserve better, and you deserve better.
Right.
Like we don't be in this. So when I did the video, I also wanted to show a lot of talented Black people. So I hired Lanice J. She's from Dallas, Texas, but she was in LA. She's a
Okay.
aerialist dancer. So if you watch the video, she's like spinning in the air.
Oh yeah.
Hired Dallas Black because I wanted to show a lot of just beautiful Black people. When we
Right.
did the pool scene, oh my God, the pool scene. When you're watching videos, 'cause I'm like, I want to do a pool scene someday. I want to do a pool scene. And now I'm in really good shape. I should have did the pool scene now, as opposed to when I gained all that weight during COVID. A little fat pack, but it's all good. I got my abs back. But
Okay.
when I did the pool scene, and I can swim. I
Uh-huh.
couldn't stay under the water for anything because the water was we were trying to get the cameras to
Right.
stay under the water, and
Right.
the water pressure was just pushing me up.
Oh
And so I
wow.
literally had to hold on to something um forever and hold my breath under there and put on some glasses because I was like, and I had to put on some glasses, some big glasses, so I could actually see what was going on and hold my breath under there. And then
Okay.
we shot the video in 3 days, and then
Okay.
we did the house scene
Right.
and everything, and it was just like it was great. That was my first video, my first time directing, but I
Do you
wanted
think you're going to continue doing directing?
absolutely. I feel
Like
like
that.
as an artist, you have to occupy all the spaces,
That's
especially
right.
if if you know what you want done. I'm not saying I won't take on other co-writers, other directors, other producers, and stuff like that. But at the end of the
Right.
day, it is your vision, and I'm not. If somebody else put something out, and I be like, I didn't really like that, you have nobody to blame but yourself.
That's right.
You know?
I
So
like that.
yeah,
Because a lot of times, when you have artists that are breaking onto the scene, that's the last thing that they want to deal with is another form of artistry. And so for you to take that on, that's pretty big,
yeah.
I'll tell you that for sure. Well, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead. Whew, we're gonna try and add this one to the
Yeah.
stream. Let's do it.
Thanks.
Okay, nothing. Yeah. Go back to the beginning. There we go. Now, AD, anybody out there, let me know.
Yeah, we can hear it. Hurry up.
So just hit us in the comments, say lovely the whole nine.
Yeah.
You give me love, you do me right, you pull me up, you give me life. I don't think I can love you the way you love me, so please forgive me. You fell in love, but I did not. Me, so I'm running hard. I don't think I can treat you the way you treat me, so baby let me leave. It's the one thing I can't stand about me. So baby, please don't come around me. This love has got me so toxic. Keep fucking up, can't get it right. The hell am I doing? This can't be my life. I don't think I can explain it, the way you make me feel. So run away from me, so run away from me. I don't think you need to love yourself more than me. Can't help this honesty, can't help this honesty. I know that you deserve this, baby. You let me leave me. It's the one thing I can't stand about me. So baby, please don't come around me. This love has got me so toxic.
What's your favorite part?
You can watch it all day. I'm telling you.
This love has got me so toxic. Ooh.
Yeah. She say I'm toxic. I tell her to stop it. Stop it. I see you looking. I'm watching. Let's get it poppin'. Bitch, you know I got options. You know how I'm rockin'. Pull up in the lobby. New Maserati. This the big body. Want you right beside me. Like Whitney and Bobby. She said she in love with me. I tell her don't say her thing. Baby girl, I'm not that friendly. My dick just good on game. I told her, girl, don't tempt me. Just go tattoo my name. And let me fuck you good, girl. Let me ease your pain.
It's the one thing I can't stand about me. So baby, please don't come around me. This love has got me so toxic. Got me so toxic, baby. And I don't think I can. And I don't think I can. And I don't think I can fight it, baby.
There we go.
Ooh, love it, love it, love it, love it. You know what? You be killing it with that falsetto. I'm like, dang, that is so wonderful.
That's wonderful. To train that. Some people think it's my natural, but I'm like, no. Here go my Christmas tree.
Really? I forgot. Let me go away from that shot. So oh, you know what? But it's all good because it's a beautiful tree there. You know, I really want to know, how is it that you got the dance group to come in for the video?
So, I was planning that actually a year in advance before COVID had happened. And then the dancers were going to be there regardless. Then Lanice actually hit me up, and I hadn't talked to her in years. And she was like, she was like, I would love to eventually dance in one of your videos. And I was like, I'm shooting a music video in 2 weeks. You will be perfect. And so we flew her out here, and I was like, she was in the air for like at least 6 hours. I mean, she got breaks and stuff, but she was up there for a long time.
Wow. Dang, that was really, really nice. You don't often see people, you know, who are able to get dance groups to do that in their videos, especially an artist that is not super new, but you know, you're fairly new to the whole scene. And to be able to do that and not be on like a major label and all that, you did it.
Everybody says that.
That's true.
Everybody says that. They was like, this is your first video?
Yep, like, you got that in your first video. You did the damn thing. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Because I have to see it for so many years. Yeah. So many artists. You know, we've done the sets of music videos for a lot of years. And I don't see nothing like that. So you did it.
I'm going to be...
Congratulations.
You would have thought it was like on a major record label with a major budget established. I was just like, it's only going to get better and better and better. I'm going to put stuff that I'll do myself each and every time.
Right. So my question is, what's the next video? And how do you, I can't say top that, but where you want to go?
Situationship. That's been in the works for a minute. My schedule has just been so hectic. I'm actually getting ready for some huge shows coming up, a tour if everything gets worked out. So fingers crossed. Right. You know how when the schedule just, I'm like, I'm trying to schedule. We just started rehearsals because I have a huge show coming up in Dallas November 20th.
Okay.
And that's my concert. It's like the first concert people will be able to. It's not the first concert people will be able to see me in. First concert here in Dallas. But like if you travel to like, you know, California or something like that, you'll be soon. But it's like it's I'm trying to think of the words.
Oh, it's fine. You're fine. Because my mind is just thinking of, where does this guy go from here? He has this beautiful music video with this dance group. You know, you think it's going to put more pressure on you to do more for the next ones?
It is pressure, but we have the vision that we want to do. We talked about it months ago, and I planned it out, and it's just getting all the moving parts together. And so it is definitely coming. You know, sometimes things take time because I wanted to shoot it long time ago, you know, and it's just like, you know, it's just like with the rehearsals that we have and everything, but I'm always going to follow, like I said, I'm going to follow through. But that's another thing I learned from Beyonce and Michael Jackson. It's like, sometimes I watch Beyonce, I'm like, how is she going to outdo herself now? And she always does it. So I'm like, pressure is on. You're going to have to outdo yourself. Let's just do it. You know,
I think that the fact that
yeah,
you pay attention to so much, I think that you're going to be able to learn how to reinvent yourself over and over.
Yeah,
I think it's the fact that you have studied people, study different careers, you study just various things, a barrage of things. It's going to help you to recreate yourself
yeah.
over and over again.
There you go.
let's,
There you
let's look at some comments real quick and see what's going on over here. I know that they were like, tell that girl to learn how to do that. I know nobody said that. I was feeling that way. I was sweating like, oh, God,
It's all
can I
good.
learn? Okay. Okay, I see over here Andrea Humphrey says, hey friend, I'm tuning in.
What's going on?
So your
She said,
friends say, okay.
yeah, what's going on?
And Joshua John is giving you that strong arm.
Joshua,
Okay. Joshua John. Joshua John.
I-
Veronica, that's one of my people. She says she's watching. And then Keandria Chapel said that's right. She's proud of you too.
Thank you. I love you, baby.
Roberta Thomas says still, oh, she can't hear. I'm sorry, Roberta. Element Rose, Shannon, what's up, girl? Keandra Chapel says, you know the vibes.
You know the
And
vibes. Okie dokie. Kiki, you know everything.
Andrea says, really feeling it. Get it, friend. So you got a lot of people out here just talking to you and saying that you're doing it, you're doing it, you're doing it. Then I chime in. I know Veronica said that she likes it, and Miracle Foster said, "Shine, Kevin," and you are.
Yes.
You shine
Yes.
it. I just like to kind of bring the audience a little bit and see what they're talking about on the whole thing. But I really appreciate you being here. Tell me, what is next for you? What are you doing next? What is the part of the
So
journey where you see
right
it?
now, right now, like I said, I'm in the works of about to go on a tour with some not pretty big names, and this will be my first tour
Mhm.
ever. So fingers crossed. We're having
Ooh,
rehearsals for my shows. I'm working on my second album while still promoting my first one. Interviewing with people such as yourself, and
cool.
there's so much. My schedule is it's crazy, but I can't complain because last year I wasn't doing nothing besides doing my own stuff, putting it out.
Right.
But I can't complain. I've wanted this for so long, and now that it's
Hmm.
kicking into high gear and things are really the hard work for all those last few years are really starting to pay off. And so
That's wonderful.
I can't complain. But yeah, second album's coming for sure. We're working on
Mhm.
that. The concert November 20th. Everybody knows that. That's been following me. November 20th. Tanya, you got to come down to Dallas for the concert in
I
November.
know.
It is going
Yes.
to be out of this world. Montgomery Arts
Okay.
Theater in Dallas, Texas. Listen, one thing I know how to do, I know how to put on a show.
All right. I would love to see that. So we'll stay in contact, because I'm
Yeah,
gonna bring you back on again. Maybe we'll get together on the show before the concert,
yes,
and we can do that.
absolutely.
Yeah. And bring you
Yes.
back on. So that'll be wonderful. I want you to give your social media or ways that people can check you out and all that in just a few moments. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll my social media, and then we're going to come back and you do yours, and then we're going to end the show.
There
Cool.
you
All right, here we go. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. So be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media. Welcome back. Still
It's
in
so,
interview right now with Kevin Hawkins. Huh?
yeah, it's so professional. It's so professional. It's so
Thank you. Thank you. I just figured, as a video film production company, I better act right. You know what I'm saying? I better do it right now. But thank you very much. I want you to go ahead and put your social media out there so that people can contact you and get in touch with you for if you want them to now, and just
Yeah.
or just to make sure of where to your music, find your music. Let's talk about that real quick before you
Yeah.
go. Where
So
can they find your music?
my music, my album, I have 2 albums out: Mixed
Hmm.
Emotions studio version and Mixed Emotions live. You can get that on all platforms wherever you buy your
Okay.
music: Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer, Google Play, um, YouTube Music. It's on everything. And then you can follow me at Khawk Music. I have my Instagram pulled up right here.
All
Um,
right.
Khawk Music. Follow me on Khawk Music on Instagram, Twitter, Khawk Music, and my Facebook is Kevin Hawkins. If you want to add me on my personal Facebook, shoot me Kevin Neil Hawkins. That's Neill. And
Okay.
subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's Kevin Hawkins. But yeah, be on the lookout for everything that we have going. But if you want to get in contact with me personally, send a message to L Group PR, at
Mhm.
lgrouppr.com. Yeah, send a message to right here. For the show,
Okay.
send a
You
message
what I
to Smith
what
at
I'll do.
lgrouppr.com.
Oh, I'm gonna put it in the description. So you send me whatever you want, and I'll put it
Yeah,
in the description of the video. So whenever people come, because like a lot of people go back and watch these shows after the live,
yeah,
and so you'll be able to, they'll be able to see
yeah,
your social media for sure, for sure. But I
yeah.
thank you so much for taking the time to be here. And sorry, it was a real start for me, but we
No,
got it.
the interview. It was still magical.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. We'll do it all again soon. I want you to stick around with me, Kevin. I'm going to roll the credits and then we'll chat on the after show real quick. But for
Yeah,
all of you out there, if you would like to be a part of Our Imitates Life, you want to be a guest on the show or anything, hit us at tandyland.com, info@tandyland.com. Also, if we have a Gmail account too. So if you like Gmails, it's tandyAIL at gmail.com. So if you want to be a guest or if you have some questions that you want to even ask about our guest today, be sure to reach out to us. All right. I thank you all for taking the time to be here. Kevin, first of all, I appreciate your talent so much. I appreciate your
thank
presence
you.
here so much. And I appreciate you being here. And a big shout out to Arnett Donahue. AD, what's
Yeah,
up,
AD.
you dude? What's up, dude? And thank you so much, so much for everything that you've done to support us here at Our Imitates Life. For everyone out there, thank you for tuning in yet again for another edition of AIL. Don't forget, Friday night, we got the living room live. We're going to cut up as usual. So stay tuned for that Friday night here. Same bat channel, bat time. No, just 9 p.m. That's right, 9 p.m. on Friday nights. And so just tune in for all that. And thank you all for tuning in. And I hope you all have a beautiful week the rest of the week. I'm Tanya Dixon. We'll see you next time on Art Imitates Live.
Yeah, next
All
time.
right.
Bye.
Bye.